paper 13, Doctor, 30, sorry, 30. Or
Yes.
First one.
Please continue the
Okay, تمام. Okay.
seminar.
Okay. Doctor. Key features of BOT projects, combining elements of both constructor, vendors, and origin combining elements of both contractor, vendors, and foreign direct investment. BOT ventures possess some futures direct investment. BOT ventures person. Key characters of the board operate transfer mode of entry include number one, high political and commercial risk related to other strategies. Also, the BOT model allows for sharing for risks and rewards between the private sector and the government due to its high cost, extended time frame, and potential for political uncertainty. The BOT model has the highest political.
Mr. Muhammad, we cannot hear you. What's happened? Mr. Muhammad, where are you? I think Mr. Muhammad disconnect. Okay, I give you the access and you can turn on the microphone. Mr. Mohammed, please turn on the microphone and continue.
Okay, Doctor, sorry, I will continue to speak. Sorry, Doctor.
Okay, continue.
Okay, Doctor. Evolve over time. BOT commands the multinational contractor to the host country for a length of time, typically anywhere from 3 to 10 years. This, of course, strengthens the period during which the investment must be recouped. Yet, once familiar with the market, Western firms typically cultivating flow of operation in the country. Number 4, related lack of control related to other modes of market entry, such as the majority owned joint equity ventures and worldwide subsidiaries. The BOT model provides less control and flexibility once the BOT agreement is signed and the implementation has begun. The company loses a certain amount of control. This is future amplified by the political sensitivity of the project and involvement of local government. It should be noted that without control, the multinational contractor could have trouble carrying out strategically coordinate actions and resolve disputes that often arise. Depends on political stability. The stability of the ruling party in the host country and probability of winning the next election are critically important for the multinational contractor, especially when operating in emerging economies. For example, in Turkey, the Justice and Development Party (AKP) has been running since 2022, and public opinion polls show that the party still has supporters. This creates a favorable climate for BOT projects and the multinational contractors. For developing countries and emerging economy implies that on the one hand it must complete and drive its physically infrastructure to sustain economic growth. On the other hand, the country suffers from a high public deficit and external debt, which limits its ability to release multiplication dollar infrastructure projects such as bridges, ports, highways, airports, and dams. The solve this, the remaining BOT arrangement offers a solution as a continuous model. BOT ventures enable emerging economies like Turkey to release many major infrastructure projects and sustain economic growth. Problem with the BOT system. In some cases, contracting with the BOT system in infrastructure project is negative for many reasons that will be listed below. An example of negative contracting is what happened in Thailand with projects such as highways and airports and regulating the transport system. Number one, land leasing cost. Number two, change of government. Three, change constructor switching of from related to underground. Okay, Doctor?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Characteristics of BOT contracts. First, the BOT contract BOT as one of the means of financing public projects is one of its parties, the state or one of the administrative authorities as a major party to it. It agrees to grant the concession to company or investor, and if it offers the investor the right to benefit from the project, however, has a primary role in following up on the work of the second party in terms of it obligate to implement to it according to the agreed data, and it has the right to charge the late contractor for the implementation of daily influence and other right of control and supervision. And to ascertain the extent of conformity of the implementation of the contract with the technical, legal, economic, and financial conditions agreed upon in this contract. Second, the board contract of BOT aims to establish public facility to satisfy public needs and provide service of public interest, and the state when it resort to a BOT contract resort to achieve its goals, a clean service intending to serve the interests of their subjects and the public by providing service and provide state infrastructure and other important projects that have a fundamental and important role in the provision of public service and the achievement of the public benefit as the state stabilizes when it is concluded. The BOT contract requires the other party to achieve the goal approached by the contracting state. Third, the state assumes the task of monitoring and supervising the implementation of contract, which is considered one of their rights. the basic enjoyment of management and administrative contracts as it ensure the proper conducting of these contracts, the public authority, and the achievement of the goal that the administration seeks by concluding the contract, and the right of business art or contract means guarantee that the contractor has executed the contract correctly in accordance with the provision of the contract in the term of the contract, where there from the technical, administrative, or functional specific, and it directly with contracts. Its importance and length of time requires the state to have the right of supervision, maintaining, and verifying that the contractor executed the contract con- correctly in accordance with the terms of the contract in order to ensure the safety and proper connection of the facility and the achievement of its purpose. For the, the ownership of the project belongs to the state, but it owns the facility as a fixed property so that it can implementation of its criticism. Dr. Next President, Ms. Fatma.
Which one?
Ms. Fatma.
Miss Fatima Abbas or Fatima Maktub?
Fatma Abbas Hussein.
Okay.
Or I am continue.
Miss Fatima, you should turn on the microphone and continue. I activate your microphone. You should click on microphone and turn on this. Miss Fatima, we are waiting for you. Please turn on the microphone. If you cannot turn on the microphone, another person can.
No problem in this Fatma.
Yes. And another person, Shahla can. Shahla can.
Just a minute.
Shahla, turn on your microphone and continue.
الدكتور شيلا some problem in net. Whether just continue with
Okay, you can continue if the Fatima, click your microphone because your microphone should be green.
Okay, okay. The importance of BOT contracts. First, it helps to attract local and foreign investment and the improved and developed public functions and achieving economic development. Second, reducing the burden on limited government resources as the private sector bears the funding, establishing and operating these facilities and bearing the risks of function gain, and the importance of this is growing contracts. If the project company is a foreign investor, which means the introduction of foreign investments, improving the terms of payments and reducing the public biggest defect. Third, establishing new projects and firstly injecting new funds into the national. Market. National market and broadening new job opportunities for the national workforce and overseeing the problem of unemployment and the increasing national economy. Fourth, providing the appropriate environment of economic development through the transfer of modern technological methods and technical needs to the state, specifically when it is a developing country. 5. Enabling government to benefit from the skills of the private sector in providing service the public administration, because the private administration is more advanced and effective than the public administration. It improves the performance of these services. Six. An investor in BOT contracts can achieve large profits compared to other projects by entering into higher return investment areas. It can also open up doors to small investors by buying shares and bonds for the project. 7. It opens the doors to the funding establishing by moving their student money by offering loans and credit facilities to the contracting investor in accordance with BOT contracts. Legal conditioning of BOT contracts. BOT contracts, even if they are investment contracts concluded by the state, they are like administrative contracts in that the public authority is a party to them, and they include special conditions uniform in a private law. Even if the state has waived some of them, have appointed her to run the public authority. The BOT contract is an administrative contract in nature. As soon as the administration is a party to it, it relates to the activity of a public authority, because when the administration interest on individual or a company to manage and operate a general unit. As this as this is an extension and mutual material by which the contract provides it. Administration administrative complexity and it cannot be expected with him that the contract is subject to private law because this will lead to a kind of the illegal equality between the administrative and public interest what leads to this the possibility of stopping the service. Sorry, Doctor. Ms. Fatma can read now. Doctor, you have me? Doctor? Doctor, Ms. Fatma, she can read now. Doctor? Doctor?
Yes, I see. I hear you.
Miss Fatma, she can read now.
Okay, okay. Mr. Fatima, continue. Mr. Fatima, please continue. You should active your microphone. Your microphone is not active. Mr. Fatima, what are you doing? We are waiting for you. Or Miss Shahla. Okay, I think
Continue, Doctor, continue.
net, yes, please continue because, yes, continue.
Administrative capacity and it cannot be accepted with him that the contract is subject to private law because this will lead to a kind of the theoretical equality between the individual interest and the public interest and what leads to this the possibility of stopping the service of the facility due to the application of special law. And this is approaching what contracts are among the public authority contracts, which confirm their administrative nature undoubtedly. The obligation contract is considered the most important administrative contract, and it is an administrative contract by its nature that is it also is administrative in all cases when the administration is a party to it and it is consistent to the activity of public. And if the international image of the community contract is to consider it as a method for managing public facilities. The state, for many reasons, considers giving up the management of a facility and entrusting it to the obligor. But this does not prevent the obligor from entirely creating the facility and running it as in the bot. The BOT contract is an administrative contract of an international charging. It is a contract concluded by a legal person with the intent to establish, organize, or run a public authority using common law means by including in the contract exceptional uniform tempestive law, and it is subject to a similar legal system. Although its elements relate to more than one state where it is subject to the law of the state to which the contracting public legal person belongs. The creditation for distinction between a national administrative contract and an administrative contract of an international charge is based on the base that the contract relates to the interest of international care, and it is transfer of most and services through boards, which is called the economic standard. Legal legal effects of a BOT contract. First, the state's right and abilities in BOT contracts. BOT. A state right. The state has a set of rights to ensure the functioning of the public authority and as follows. Number one, oversight of contract execution. The state, although it has entrusted the management of public authorities, is the subject of the investment project for the sector. However, this does not mean that it will give up this attachment, but rather have the right to monitor and follow up the contractor in the implementation of the contract, because these consultants are part of its formation. It is necessary for them to monitor their activities. The state's right to oversight is justified in two respects. The first being the length. The commitment period, and the second being commitment. The contracting party may retain the ownership of the facility to the state in a good condition after the obligatory period has expired, provided that the scope and maintenance of this contract differ from one contract to another, depending on the nature of the project subject of the contract. This oversight is often undertaken by private bodies in the state, such as the National Commission for Investment in the World Resources. But he notes that the authority of the administration in supervision and direction is not absolute, but rather is bound by the of it. Is to achieve the public interest and to ensure the functioning of the public authority and not to lose its authority. to obstruct the project company's work to the determined of it and the public interest. Contract number 2. Contract modification, one of the recognized right of the administration against the contractor is its right to amend the obligation. The contraction provision stipulated in the contract vary by increase or decrease on this power or right of the state. He found justification in the requirements of the functioning of the public authority and keeps pace with the development it requires according to the circumstances the state authority to amend the terms of the contract is not absolute but rather is discretionary. The amendment being limited on the conditions related to the functioning of the public authority and that it does not exist a limit that converts it to a new contract and for a few therefore the company may claim compensation or for the damage caused by this amendment or claiming the implementation of the contract. Number 3. Currently, the state has the power to impose restriction on the contractor in the areas of the both contract when breach of his obligation and these relates may be consistent of using periods for the purpose of it include the project company to implement by substituting the management for the company in the implementation or execution on this collectively may amount to the state's right to terminating the contract and the authority to impose this termination is based on ensuring the implementation of the obligation necessary for the functioning of the public authority. Doctor, you hear me? Yes?
Yes.
The state obligation. The both contract entails a set of obligations on the state, the most important of which are number 1, facilitating the administrative procedure for contracting the notice, as it is the responsibility of the donor state. The concession is to hand over the seat on which the project will be built and transfer its possession to the project company, while maintaining the ownership of the state and facilitating the allocation of land necessary for the establishment of projects and work on the establishment of state investment areas. In addition to facilitating the registration and licensing producing. For investment projects and completing the producers for answering investors requires and obtaining the necessary provision for the investor or company, providing advice, provide information and data to investors and assuming special linked with that. Execution of the contract in good faith within the specified terms under the principle of good faith is one of the principles the general public provide by the various legislation as it is the responsibility of the state to comply executing the terms of the contract related to it and respecting all the conditions mentioned in the contract. Execution is limited to these conditions only, but also includes what is considered necessary according to it to the law and custom and according to the nature of the obligation. Enacting legislation related to investment to employing it and support economic. Sorry, Dr. Ms. Shahla, can she read?
Yes, but he didn't turn on the microphone. Is related to her because she should turn on the microphone.
Ms. Shahla,
Okay.
continue.
How many pages is left?
48.
Oh, 48 is left?
Yes.
Oh, it's so long. Thank you, Mr. Muhammad. Thank you.
No, thank you very
That's
much.
good. Okay. Thank you. Because we don't have enough time, I want to
Okay,
explain about the final exam and so on. Thank you.
okay, thank you very much.
Thank you. Now I want to explain about the final exam in this class. I write some issue that some student speak about, ask about me, and I try to answer the question. In this class, the materials of the final exam is related to the FIDIC Red Book. But as you know, the Red Book have 225 pages. But in final exam, you should read chapter 1, chapter 2, 3, and 4. And the question is related to chapter 1, 2, 3, and 4. Understand? But maybe in some chapter, hint in subclause in another chapters. No need to read it. You should read only the subclause related to chapter 1, 2, 3, and 4. Understand? And the time and calendar of this class is 31 of August. 31 of August, and the time in 10 until 12 o'clock. Your final exam in this class started at 10 o'clock, but you can check it in your profile. And the final evaluation in this class related to the seminar and final exam. You get the point from the exam and get the point from the seminar. According to this material, you get the final point or final evaluation. If some groups don't have time to presentation, you can send the slide to me, and please write the participant, the name of participant in the slide, because I want to evaluate all of the students. Okay. If you have a question, I can ask you. I can answer you. Please clarify what the nature of the question or definition or option or how they will be. I write some example about the question. Maybe who's employer? It can be the one question. And you should explain about the employer according to the FIDIC, not your opinion. You should explain and definition of the employer according to the FIDIC, not according to your opinion. Understand? Because the material of this class is related to the FIDIC. For example, who is engineer, who is employer, who is contractor, and another question we can find it. But you should explain about every question according to the FIDIC, not according to your opinion. It's so important. Okay, this class is finished. Inshallah, you attend to the exam and answer to all questions and pass it. For attend to the exam, you should go to the done according to the time and upload the question sheet, answer to the question, and send it to me. You can send it by email or send it by WhatsApp or upload your answer sheet in the done. This is 3 ways to give me the answer. The class is finished. If you have a question about this, you can ask me in the WhatsApp group. I will repeat again. Your answer sheet should be in PDF format, and the name of the PDF should be name of you. For example, Zainab Khalid, for example, Zia Muslim, because I want to find it easy. Okay, your PDF names is related to your name. Okay, understand? Okay. I hope that you attend the exam, answer the question well, and pass it, inshallah. And so go to the next semester. Okay. If you have a question, you can ask me in WhatsApp group. Thank you so much for attending, and search for the title, make a slide and present it in the class. Maybe see you in next semester or not is related to the planning of the university. ومن الله التوفيق. خدا حافظ. في امان الله. باي.